Okay, Andrew. I guess first things first to say congratulations on FIFA Street's continued dominance on the UK charts. Well, not just FIFA Street. I guess the entire EA Sports label seems to be taking over the UK charts. How are you feeling?
Yeah, we're having a great time. I mean, FIFA Street's an amazing game. That was a reinvention of a product in a very different way. You know, we'd done it as an arcade product before, and this time it was really about building an authentic street football product, and that's really resonated. But in terms of EA Sports altogether, I mean, I looked at the charts a few weeks ago, and we had FIFA Street, FIFA 12, SSX, Tiger, and FIFA 11, you know, all in the charts at the same time. So a pretty amazing time for us. And certainly I think our commitment to quality and our commitment to moving from product to service and changing the way you play is really starting to pay off.
And we're actually here at the presentation today to see Euro 2012 appearing in-game for FIFA. Can you just sort of talk us through what the decision was to do that rather than a retail copy?
Yeah, so for us, you know, we have a commitment to quality at the very core. You know, innovation, changing the way you play, polish, eliminating, you know, those frustrations in the game to make sure that core game is great. But as our industry transitions, this concept of moving from product to service and building something that's engaging throughout the year, not just for the first 5 weeks you buy it, is really important for us. And so, you know, as we've added people, you know, different types of roles to our business, analytics, you know, and we're evaluating billions and billions of telemetry events, and we're running queries, and you know, I think we process as much data on a daily basis as the entire printed collection of the US Library of Congress. So net of all of that, what comes back is how people play, why people play, and what people are looking for. And it's opened up an opportunity to have a conversation with our consumer. And in all honesty, they told us, here's how we would like to get Euro. So we did it. And so far, it's been very, very well received.
Is that something you consider then carrying on that trend in future? Obviously, if we expect the yearly FIFA update, but for something that might tie into Euro, might tie into the World Cup, to go that DLC route?
Well, I think what you're going to see from us is an ongoing move to the service model. So, you know, with FIFA 12, we had, you know, EA Sports Football Club that pushes brand new challenges to you each week. You know, prior to that, we'd done FIFA Ultimate Team that changes week in, week out. Now we introduce Euro as a tournament pack that extends and enhances your play. So, you know, for us, we're not making any decisions now in and of ourselves. We're waiting for consumers to tell us how they respond to stuff, and then we're going to build accordingly, and we're going to let them drive the direction of the franchise. And our commitment to quality and our commitment to service should mean that we deliver exactly what they want.
But I guess there's just some sort of sense, I mean, from interviews over the last year, you've obviously talked about the game situation and retailers on the high street. Is this almost feels like a continuation of that, the idea that at some point in the future, the digital model will become priority?
Yeah, you know, we've sold 10 million copies at least of FIFA 12. And when you've got 10 million people playing, you know, the opportunity to extend and enhance that experience is a really strong one. I expect that we will sell more copies of FIFA 13. I expect that people will line up and buy, you know, their copy of the disc. Our job is between those intervals where they line up and buy the disc, that we're delivering them fresh and new content that engages them year in, year out. So I do believe that digital will play a really important part in the future. I don't necessarily think it you know, drives away from retail. In fact, I think it enhances the overall experience of playing games.
And with Euro, we've seen a couple of new modes showing off in the presentation. One's like almost like a roadmap, sort of like conquering Europe. Now, what I thought was interesting about that is the decision for that to maybe give the normal FIFA player something a bit different, or is it in fact a drive to try and pull in perhaps a new audience that aren't on the yearly FIFA cycle?
Yeah, so, you know, of course, every time we build a new mode, it's about enriching and enhancing the experience for people who are already playing, but it's also about trying to attract a new audience. And when we look at Facebook with 850 million people there interacting on a minute-to-minute, hour-to-hour basis, that creates a community that's rich and interesting and ever-changing. And so for us, every time we can bring new people into that FIFA world or that EA Sports world, we enhance and enrich the community for those that are already there, as well as those new people. So we always have that duality in our focus, which is how do we make sure it's fun for those people and keeps them engaged, but how do we bring new people in? Because every time you bring new people, it's just that little bit more interesting.
Well, there's an interesting thing at the presentation, actually, I find, where EA is obviously very big about cross-platform play, about mobile PC consoles, but actually during the Medal of Honor segment, they were talking about taking a leaf out of the FIFA playbook.
So we thought, okay, let's have a blue-on-blue playlist where we can see who's better, and people can play for their home country. We're taking a page out of FIFA, right? We're just like, get the sort of the home school, who's the best of the best. It's like, who's better, SEALs or SAS? Who's better, Delta or...
It's quite interesting to see that a sports game is spawning examples in other genres.
Yeah, I mean, here's the good news. When you work for a company like Electronic Arts, the multiplier effect that you get to the experience you can build when you start working together is pretty profound, and it pushes all games ahead. I mean, when I think about it, our animation engine that was built for FIFA and went to NHL and went to Madden now is in the Frostbite 2 engine. So it's going to turn, it was in Battlefield 3, it's going to be in Medal of Honor. When they think about the cross-platform play, they're taking that lead from us, this concept of no time is wasted. Every time you interact with the world, regardless of what piece of hardware, it adds value to who you are in that world. But at the same time, we took stuff, SSX launched, and we had our RiderNet. I mean, the foundation for that was Autolog from Need for Speed. So more and more what we're seeing is, sports gamers play shooting games and racing games, and shooting gamers play sports games. And so we're trying to build an experience that makes sense per genre, but brings the best of those worlds together. And I think the gamer wins because, you get to a point where you get the best of all worlds all in the one place.